All right, everyone, welcome back to the Healthy Body Podcast. I'm your host, Brianna Wilkerson, and today I have with me Sue Marin, and she's going to talk to us all today about her journey in fitness and health and exercise, and particularly what she does with Balance Cayman, which is her Pilates-based studio here in Cayman. So thank you so much for joining us, Sue.
Thank you, Brianna. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, of course. When I was just thinking about this month of, featuring different people who are in the exercise and professional fitness world, I thought of you, of course. And I would love it if you could just start off with just sharing a little bit about who you are, what you do, and kind of your own fitness journey that has led you to where you are now.
Okay. Wow. Where do I start? Okay. So this goes back to many, many years. Down in my late teens, I always used to love running and things like that. I was never really a big exercise fan, but I always loved to go running. That was my big thing growing up in my teenage years. So I kept up with that. And then I had in my 20s, I had a bit of a health scare with osteoporosis. So long story short, just some bone loss, that kind of thing, which happens a lot, sort of a triad thing with athletes too. It's very common, hormonal imbalances. Anyway, it really scared me. So I looked into, okay, how can I fix this? So strength training for sure was one thing. And of course, nutrition, getting the right amount of nutrients and so on. So I did start doing the strength training, really loved it, kept up my running, started eating better, learning about what works for my body. And I just really enjoyed it so much and felt so much better. So many people started coming to me for advice around health and nutrition, things like that. And at the time I was actually in corporate. I was in accounting. That was my career, working in finance with numbers, all that stuff. But it wasn't really the place I really wanted to be. I found I just naturally gravitated towards health and fitness. And I eventually, after about 8 or 10 years, decided that was going to be the career path for me. I made the move. I slowly did my training, got myself certified, started taking on clients, in the evenings, in the mornings between my full-time job. And after a couple of years, built up a big client base. And it just really evolved from there. So now here I am almost 20 years later, running my own studio and still loving teaching people about how to keep themselves fit and healthy, how to eat right, how to move, what movements work for them. And I've done literally thousands and thousands of private sessions over the years, group classes as well, and learned so much about different people, different things that work for people, different nutrition plans that work for people. So it's been quite a journey, and I'm still on it, still love it. I keep going. So that's it in a nutshell. That's my journey.
Wow, that was really in a nutshell. You did a really good job there.
Oh, thank you.
But I love how you just even pointed out that it's a journey, because that's something that I've really want to drive home for people that,
right.
People may look at us both now I'm a CrossFit trainer, you own your own studio, and they might be like, oh, wow, I'll never get there.
Right.
They're crazy people, or that's just them, and I think I used to think the same thing versus, you say it's been a 20-year journey for you and about a 10-15 one for me of getting where we are. And even we have a place to grow, even in our own fitness and exercise. And so I love that you pointed that out, because I just really want people to understand you have to start somewhere. Don't start where Sue is. Don't start where I am. Start where you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you really have to just start with the basics, just get moving, start changing up your diet just a little bit, make small changes. And over time, those small changes, they honestly end up with big results, but it does take time. It's a process. You can't rush yourself like anything else in life. You got to take your time and learn about yourself. And you're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things that aren't maybe the best thing. And then you'll learn from that. You'll go forward though, and you'll keep going and just keep learning.
So good. So tell us a little bit more about kind of what you do with your clients and your group members at your studio.
Sure. Well, most of my work is with one-on-one, and in those sessions, I do quite a wide range of teaching. So anywhere from an athlete trying to get stronger for a specific sport to somebody that's just come out of surgery, knee surgery, spinal surgery, anything like that, where we go post-rehab, usually into the Pilates equipment on the Reformer Cadillac, getting them back into proper movement patterns before they hit anything bigger. So it really helps them get stronger from the inside out. So that's one area that I really love to work in. then there's all that stuff in the middle too, where people just want to stay fit and healthy just to feel good. So there's quite a spectrum there. So I do work within all those ranges. In the group classes, I do offer a variety. I've got strength training of TRX, and we have kettlebells, and we do a Les Mills body pump, which is a full body weight training workout with lighter weights and higher repetitions, so more of a toned body look. I do as well group mat classes and bar classes, which works all the stabilizer muscles. So you're getting those muscles involved as well, which sometimes the stuff at the gym, which I love, but it works differently. So Pilates and bar class will work other ways. So you get a well-rounded workout with any of the options within the studio. So that's why the term balance comes in there, which of course we never find true balance, but we always strive for it. But all those options give you a little bit of everything. So I try to touch on all those points of fitness that we can reach. So not CrossFit, but you are, but certainly focusing on strength and power, right? And then back to the smaller muscles, really post rehab or just general health and fitness too. Yeah.
Oh, I love that, and I didn't realize that was where balance came from and balance came in.
Yeah.
But it's perfect. Yeah, it's just perfect, because I think what you even touched on is something that, we do tell people to start in one small place and make small changes, but eventually come to this place where, just as in our nutrition, we have a balanced plate, we have a balance of different exercises and modalities that touch different things in our bodies and different metabolic pathways and stuff like that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead. No, fine. I'll go. And I just also love that you kind of support different ranges of people. So the athlete who, wants to improve on something, but I really love as well. Yeah. You have work with people who want to stay fit, but those who are almost in this rehabilitative stage, where it's easy to kind of say, oh, because I'm hurt, I shouldn't do anything.
Right. Yeah. And that's, I see that so often. It's like, absolutely not. You need to keep moving, but there's always a way to do it properly and safely so that you can get back to where you were. And what happens a lot is we don't get moving right away, and we start to overcompensate and create a lot of imbalances within the body. And then that's when it gets even more challenging. So we nip it in the bud, start moving right away in a safe environment. And then you're back ready to hit it again, doing whatever you're doing, back to your sport or back to your classes, whatever things that you enjoy.
Yeah. So good. So what do you personally do for your fitness besides teaching all the classes?
Well, all of the above for sure. I love to run. That's my zen. I love to go out in the morning before anyone's up and hit the road and just, I don't do a whole, it's not, very far. I try to keep my joints healthy. I might do a 3-mile run, and that's enough for me to feel really good. And that's what I typically do for my cardio. And then I love to hit the gym, lifting weights, and then get onto my reformer and do some Pilates, and then even just the mat work, just to move my body in a different way, just to work all the other ones. So I really do practice what I preach, and it works for me. It does work for me. So. And not everybody wants to do all the stuff that I do. Maybe they just want to do a body pump class, or maybe they just want to do the Pilates class, and that's fine too. And sometimes they have other things outside of the studio that they do, maybe a spin class, maybe yoga. So yeah, everybody's different, but certainly for me, what I teach is what I do, and the running is my zen. Like I said, I love that part. But that's where you have that time for yourself. Everybody needs. We all need that time down where we can just kind of focus inward, plan our day. Think about stuff that's going on and refocus.
Yeah, so good. So if someone was listening and they, are like, okay, I want to start moving more. I want to start incorporating some exercises into my plan. What would be the bit of encouragement that you would give them?
First of all, I would ask them what they're doing now. What are you doing now? What's working for you? What's not working for you? What do you like? I would take it from there. So wherever they are now is where we would start. So it's somebody maybe doing absolutely no exercise. I'd say, well, let's get you walking to get 20 minutes outside, maybe, or 20 minutes on a treadmill. And then maybe just start with some basic strength moves to get the muscles working, and maybe focus a little bit on their core. I think that would be plenty to start with, if that's something that they would enjoy. if they were interested in learning more about Pilates, then I'd say, well, hey, let's get you started in a group mat class or a private class, something like that. So really depending on the individual, but always thinking about where they are now and where they want to go, and taking it in small steps.
So good. And I love to, I'll kind of just wanted to mention this too, like you also do nutrition, and you're kind of a nutrition coach as well. So tell us a little bit about the importance of that and what in your own life, but what you've seen with the clients you work with. Like, it's not just about kind of outwork. You can't outwork a bad diet, basically, right? So correct. What have you seen to be the role of nutrition in helping people reach their fitness goals?
Well, I think a lot of people get stuck because they want all or nothing. So if they feel if they're not eating perfectly, then they give up. And I think that we have to take, again, in small steps. Like, first of all, okay, make sure you're getting enough water, for example. What are you eating now? So again, like the exercise, where are you now? What are you doing? What are you eating typically in a day or over the weekend? And take it from there and take little improvements around that. So as they start to change their diet, they start to see the results they're looking for. Their performance improves. Their mental clarity improves. So many things get better. So that in itself encourages them to go just another step again, keep going, but it doesn't happen overnight, and there is no quick fix. There is never a quick fix. Can't enforce that one enough. I see too many diets out there that just say, hey, 10 pounds in 10 days, blah, blah, blah. And unfortunately, that just doesn't happen. There's some great cleanses out there that I think are good, where you're still eating enough food, real food, maybe helping with a little bit of herbal supplements just to help cleanse the liver, and those are great. They're short, and they're a great way to kind of reset the body if there's a lot of toxins. So we see a lot of toxic buildup these days with the plastics and pollution and all the additives into the foods that we're eating and things like that. So that's a good start for people. Just take it from where you are and see where we can make small changes to get started.
That's great. And I love how you mentioned too, like the toxic load and the toxic buildup, how I think a lot of us actually think is just nutrition, just an exercise, and kind of some of the things I cover in Healthy Body, I'm pretty sure you do too, is like stress management, sleep, digestion, and toxins. And so that's why, like, if anyone's hearing K-Man, that's why Sue and I are actually going to have an Essential Oils for Fitness class at Balance came out on September 15th, because we both have seen the power of something like essential oils or just natural solutions to helping us reduce that toxic load.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, Deanna. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm going to get some great tips from you. So that's an exciting day for me.
Yeah. So, well, what do you currently use, like, of the different oils and stuff for your fitness, kind of, whether it's with recovery, or is there anything you use in the studio?
Yeah. So depending on the class, I'll have essential oils diffusing, either some more relaxing for maybe the myofascial release class, or maybe something more energetic for body pump class. So I like to set the mood that way. And then for myself, really, my challenge is getting enough sleep. So I like to diffuse lavender and oils like that at night. I also love, as you know, I love the vetiver oil. I love the smell of that, and I use that to help me calm down. And then the Deep Blue is great for those sore muscle days, which inevitably happen. I'll get them. So that's a great tool as well. So that's where I am with the essential oils. But I want to learn more from you when I see you here at the studio on the 15th. So I'm looking forward to more tips around that.
I'm pretty sure you know enough, though, that you could probably those oils itself. I'm like, yeah, you're ready to go. You can teach the class, Sue.
I don't know that.
One day, I'll slowly inch you into it.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Sounds
good.
And I think that's just, I love what you were saying too, is just that there's always room to learn and grow, even in that area. And I think that's one thing I think is very important on our health journey, is that people recognize that it's a journey. We're all learning, we're all growing, and let's just support one another in that way.
For sure. Yeah. And there's always new information coming out from a science point of view. I'm always learning as a teacher what's working and what's not working in that regard. Things we learned 15, 20 years ago may now be irrelevant. And that's why we need to keep learning and be on top of our game, so that we can teach our clients what's happening now in the fitness world, that they're getting the most current recommendations for exercise and nutrition and general well-being.
Yes. So good. So, well, if people, okay, actually, let's start here. So I know you have a giveaway, a free group class.
Right. Yeah.
that, sorry for those listening in the States or somewhere else, well, unless you can fly down to Cayman just for
a trip, come to the studio.
Just for a class. At that point, we're like, man, maybe we should give you more if you flew all the way here. But for anyone in Cayman who is wanting to try Balance Cayman, email Sue at info@balancecayman.com, and the first person to email her will get that free class. And if you didn't, she'll just still tell you all about the classes that she has going on.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. Well, if someone wanted to kind of follow you, check out your website, social media, where can they find you?
So mostly on Instagram at Balance Cayman, sorry. I do have the Facebook page, Balance Cayman, so you can look that up and like that page. And that's my two. So we got Facebook and Instagram.
So good. I love looking at your poses. I think you did one last weekend where you were on your car doing.
Oh yes, that was my Sunday day off. We took the Jeep out 4-wheel drive into Barker's, and it was fun. It's just getting away, and it's so nice and peaceful out there. So, I forgot to mention too my website. So you can find my website there too, and all the links to the social media are on that site too. So,
yeah, and I'll make sure to link everything in here too, so everybody can see. All right. Well, is there anything else you would like to share? Any piece of advice or encouragement before we wrap up?
Oh, just keep learning. Never stop. Just keep going. No matter where you are right now, just keep going.
Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining, Sue.
Thank you, Brianna. It was a real pleasure. Enjoyed it.
Thank you. And everyone else listening, again, be sure to check the notes for if you're here in Cayman, come to the Essential Oils for Fitness class on the 15th. Also, if you're here in Cayman, I'm doing a Sofa to Sensational coaching, kind of similar things that Sue and I have been talking about, just guiding you through how to get started and be consistent in your exercise plan. I'm doing both of those online too, so be sure to check out the show notes for that. All right. Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you too. Have a great weekend.
All right. Bye.